votive statue of a foot dedicated to Serapis. On a large, low pedestal surrounded by a barrier, we have several sculptures from the Roman period. Standing out among them is this large marble foot that is 70 centimeters long, 25 centimeters wide, and 40 centimeters high. It is not a fragment from a statue, but a complete votive object dedicated to the cult of Serapis. Serapis was an Egyptian deity widely worshipped in the Roman world. He came into being in Alexandrian times around 300 BCE from the union of two Egyptian gods, Osiris, king of the dead, and Apis, god of fertility and symbol of the river Nile, and a third god, Zeus, the most important deity in the Greek pantheon. Serapis was responsible for protecting crops and healing sickness. The votive foot, whose toes are still clearly well-defined, wears a typical Roman sandal. It is tied at the top by crossed laces and fastened with a central piece that features a stud in the middle. On each side of the ankle, there is a coiling snake with its head raised. The two snakes have human heads, and although badly damaged, it is possible to identify them. On the left side of the sculpture is Serapis, depicted as Zeus, the full beard and long curly hair. On his head, there was a container, unfortunately no longer preserved, called a calatos, which was used to measure quantities of grain. On the right side of the ankle, Isis is depicted with the ringlet hairstyle falling down onto her shoulders. Unfortunately, her face has been completely damaged. During the Ptolemaic and Roman periods, between the 3rd century BCE and 2nd century CE, Isis was linked with the Greek goddess Aphrodite. In fact, her hair is styled in Libyan curls, a hairstyle that was also in vogue among the queens of the Alexandrian period around 300 BCE. The fact that these two divinities have snake bodies refers to their connection with products from the land and with the Nile, which in this period was identified with the serpent Agathos Daimon, in other words, the good god, bearer of fruit and good health. These images of Isis and Serapis are also symbols of healing, since antidotes and medicines were extracted from the venom of reptiles. A third figure, once again linked to fertility, is found on the back of the foot. It depicts Harpocrates, in other words, Horus the child, son of Isis and Serapis. The image of this god in Greco-Roman times is quite different from the classical Egyptian one and resembles a cupid or a cherub. Harpocrates is depicted here as a naked child standing. He has a cloak draped over his left shoulder. His left arm is bent and leans against a tree trunk. He holds an object that could be a cornucopia, also known as the horn of plenty, a symbol of abundance and nourishment. The combination of all these symbolic figures is a plea to the three deities to protect agricultural production and ensure good health for those who are faithful.